It's August 15th. We're going to be going over how to use a TGA today, a thermogravimetric analysis. So here's our thermogravimetric analysis machine right here. It's an EXSTAR 6000. Note that downstairs we have an FTIR right next to the TGA. So you're going to want to use this computer right here. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a clean pan. And I have a clean pan right here. There's nothing in there. And you want to turn the instrument on. You turn the instrument on with this green button right here. After you turn it on, you're going to open up the oven. As you can see, there are two balance arms in the oven. One is a reference arm. The other one is where you're going to put your sample pan in. These sample pans are made out of aluminum oxide Al2O3. I'm going to put the sample pan in the holder. The holders are made out of platinum, so if you ever use a platinum pan, you're going to want to use a sapphire disc under there just to ensure that there's no fusion of the platinum pan to the sample pan holder. So now I'm going to close the oven up now. I'm just going to press the close button. And you'll see that the oven closes automatically. Then let's come over to the software. There is no password for the computer for the TGA. What you're going to do is you're going to go to measure, and right now you can see the screen, it says not connected. That's not a problem. What you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Open Communication Port, Open COM port, and you're going to use COM 1. So select COM 1, press OK. You're going to see that it says connecting. Okay, so if you just give it a moment, it'll start to link itself. So just give the instrument and computer a moment to link itself up. Alright, we're online now. You can see that the TGA says ready and the software says ready. So you're going to want to see where your pan's at. So you have three different parameters on the screen. You have red, green, and blue. The red is the sample temperature, the green is the rate, and the blue is the sample weight. You can also see these parameters up here in this upper screen right up here. So your sample weight says 9.73. We know that's not correct because we have a pan in there with no sample in. So you're going to want to zero your pan. So you come over here and you press 0. Now you'll notice that your pan is zeroed because you'll see that this is around 0.00. You can adjust the weight y-axis right here. If you want to adjust it, you just right-click, you go to Direct Input Scale, and you can adjust whatever y-axis parameters that you want. Okay, so here's an error. We do not currently have an auto sampler, so we must do manual sampling. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to press OK. We're going to make it so it's manual. Go to Conditions, our module, Sampler, then go to Mode, click Mode. You see Auto Measurement. We're doing manual measurements today, so we'll click Manual and press OK. Now you'll never see that error again. So you're going to want to wait here about 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to want to wait until that's zeroed out. And you can always re-zero the pan by just coming up here and pressing 0 again. And you'll notice that your TG will go back to 0. So we're not going to wait here for 10 minutes for the video purposes, but you're going to want to do that when you do your own analysis. But we're going to continue on. So after that's zeroed out, what you're going to want to do is go back to the oven and open up the oven itself. So let's open up the oven. Let's take out the sampler pan. Do it very gently because these arms could break with very little force. You want to close it. Come here. So I have a little dirt to put in the pan today. So you're going to have a micro spatula, and just not any spatula is going to work for this. And it doesn't take much sample. You need probably about a minimum of 5 milligrams of sample though. So I'm going to hold this pan right there, as you can see. I'm going to gently put in my sample. And you want to wipe the sides away with maybe a chem wipe or something. So I'm going to... you shouldn't get much on the sides anyway. So that's really all you need right there. It's not much. Remember, you have a microbalance in the TGA itself, therefore you don't need very much material. I'll transfer it to my right hand since I'm right-handed. I'm going to open up the oven, place the sample pan on the sample pan holder. See how it vibrates? So what you're going to have to do now is you're going to have to wait another 10 minutes for it to stabilize. This time when you come over to the computer, you're not going to press 0 again because you have your sample in there. And you can see right here, I have about 7 milligrams of sample in there. So on the computer screen you can't see that, but remember, as I told you before, you have to right click to change the y-axis. You go to direct input scale, and here is the Y-min and Y-max. So Y-max I'm going to put as 7.1. And this will not be the same for your sample. 6.9 for my Y-min. Press OK. Now I can see the blue line right there, my weight line. I have to wait for that to become a stable line actually. So in about 10 minutes this will become a straight line. So after that is ready, you're going to want to edit your method. So to edit your method, you come here. It's called Edit Method. Or you can press F11, and notice you have different steps. This is all going to be dependent on what you want to do in your own research. But here the start cell is 30. We're going to go up to 40. It has the rate, and then it has a hold time. So to do a quick scan, I'm going to change this hold time. I'm not going to have any hold time actually. I'm going to go up to, I think you can go up to 1100 on this. But you can do different steps, so I'm going to show you what to do if you want a different step. So let's just say we wanted to do that and hold it for 1 minute from 30 to 40. Then you can take it from 40 all the way up to 1100, and you can end the step right there. So then it tells you the total time, which is 225 minutes. You can save it into your folder that you want to. So I'm going to press Save As. I already have my folder opened up, and today's date was, you want to put your initials, 08, today's date, and you're going to press Save. And then you want to have the weight, so you go into Sample Condition, Sample Name. I'm going to change this sample name. That was the method name, so we need to have a sample name. And remember I told you to put your initials first. 08, 15, 14, and then you see where it says auto loading. So this will auto load exactly what the microbalance says. So if I click auto load, it's going to say somewhere around 7, I'm sure, and it does. So then we're all ready to go. We have this ABC. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff right here, but it's there. So I'm not going to worry about it because you won't need it anyway. And after you're all done, the data file. You're going to want to make sure that this data file is correct. So come in here and go to DB 08, 15, 14, press open, and now you're all ready to run. So let's press OK. And you could always set the auto loading again. So why don't we press the auto? It doesn't harm you to do it again. See it change from 7.050 to 7.051 to 7.050. Press OK. It says the temperature that exceeds 550 cell is set in temperature program. Is the heat proof of the container 550 or more? So that's talking about your sample pan. So we have alumina in there, so we know that it's going to be, it exceeds 550. So press yes, and then change, can press OK. So you're ready to run now. So what you want to do is, you want to press measurement, and now it's measuring. You can see that it says in red measuring right here. You can see that the control temperatures are all changing. It says sample temp, program temp, and control temp. Everything is going to start rising. And you can also see on the actual TGA itself, it says running right here. So if you ever want to stop your measurement, you'll press here. This is a stop measurement button right here. Stop function. So once you stop, it'll actually also automatically stop too. Once the run is done. So you want to come up here to go to File, and you want to press Exit. This will exit out the software. You can't actually turn off the. I'm going to show you this right here. You can't actually just press the power button right here and have the instrument turn off. It's just not going to work that way. So you actually have to go in the software and shut it down that way. You're going to press OK. You can notice now the instrument shut off with me pressing on the software, so it's actually impossible to shut off just from the button. So you're going to want to analyze your data. So I've already analyzed some data. So you want to go to Standard Analysis. You want to go to File, Open. In here you're going to want to find your data. I already have mine pulled up. I'm just going to pull up a generic data file that I ran. And you're going to have different parameters when you come up here, and when you pull your data up. You're going to have the DTG, and this is going to be the rate of weight loss per minute. You're going to have microvolts, the differential thermal analysis, and you also have the weight loss, TG, in milligrams. So if you don't like seeing this in milligrams, what you want to do is you want to put it in percent. So you're going to right click, you're going to select axis signal, and you can go to TG percent. This operation cannot be canceled later. Press OK. Okay, so then you have your weight loss in percent. The interesting thing about thermal gravimetric analysis is, let's just say, so at the end you should have a metal oxide. So if I was running a metal oxide hexahydrate or whatever hydrate, you're going to have the metal oxide. So then you can actually back calculate what you have. So let's say you have carbons in there. Well, you know carbon is going to come off around 400 something degrees. Then you can back calculate from that. You can see the water coming off around 100 degrees. But in this case right here, you're not seeing that. What you're seeing is oil shell. And the oil shell seems like one part of the oil is coming off around 200 degrees. You can see that right here. And the other part is coming off around 500 degrees, somewhere around there. You can also do percent weight loss. So if you want to do that, you'll right click and then you'll press read. So usually you start up a little bit here, you know, come down right around here, do a read button. So here we have a 90.1, here we have 99.4, so it's around a 9% weight loss. So you can do that. You can do your calculations based off of that, and then you have a second portion, a second weight loss portion right here. You can right click, you can press read, and you can press read way down here. And you can see now we have 82.6% versus 89.7%. So you're seeing around a 7% weight loss right here. Well, that's really all there is to this thing. You can also put this on Microsoft Excel. You can also take a paint picture of this by just the print screen. Or you can send this to Microsoft Excel. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select File, Output to Excel. And then you're going to want to put, this looks fine to me, put output, press output, and then you have the Microsoft Excel file. You can see you have all your parameters in the Microsoft Excel, and then you can go to File, Save As, and select whatever folder that you want to save it in. I'm not going to do it, but that's the idea, the gist of it. This concludes the thermal gravimetric analysis.